Let's talk about some of these live dogs. Hey, as long as I threw out Washington, Arizona, why not? Looking at games, point spread of a field goal or higher. Now, the number on this game has come down. Commanders are a hot bet. They're a public bet. Daniel's now the offensive rookie of the year. This goes from 5 down to 3.5. So the Cardinals still laying more than a field goal at home against the Commanders. Cardinals lost this past week at home to the Detroit Lions. Washington, they're not going to be able to stop anybody. Kyler Harrison's going to have a big game here. Is Washington live on the road now?
I don't like them. I think this would be the time to sell. So I will not have Washington on my card. Sorry, I was making a note. I had to write down Seattle, Detroit over 46.5. That's definitely, let me just paste that here so I don't forget that going into the weekend. That's going to be a bet that I'm going to have to make. I mean, it's come through. Did you see, Joe? I got it right here, right on my forehead. It actually stuck to the temple. That's going to be a bet that I will make. I actually might make it during the break. 46.5 to me. To go through 47 is just not right. I understand it, but that's people betting on what they've seen and not the reality of this handicap. You asked about Washington, Arizona. Sorry. So this opened 5. Can you take me seriously with the post-it on my head?
Well, I'm just wondering how committed are you going to be to this? How long is that going to stay up there?
It'll stay for a while. Don't worry. I got enough oil on the forehead. We'll be fine. I'd probably lay 3.5 before I take it in that game. So no, I do not think Washington's a live dog. We're already talking about the Commanders in DC right now, the DC papers. Can they win the NFC East? Is he the rookie of the year? We can't just have nice things for one day. We can't just do that. We have to go and push the envelope. So no, I will not be on Washington this weekend.
Okay, so of these big point spreads, you're looking at the Jets. They're laying 7.5 against Denver. The Chiefs, 8.5 at the Chargers. Don't know if Herbert's going to be out there. The market is kind of screaming that he's not going to be out there. And then there's this other one. It's a touchdown number. We're sitting at 7. It's a divisional matchup. Yesterday, I tweeted out last night the first coach fired odds. And you can guess who the favorite is. It's Doug Peterson at plus 140. And there's quite the gap between Doug and everybody else. And Mia O'Brien retweeted it. And I just got a little taste of what's happening in Jags country right now. They want that dude the hell out of Dodge. They can't do anything about the owner. They're also mad about that. They're mad about everything Jacksonville Jaguars. This went from 4.5 to 7. 7. And we're not buying the Texans this year. We are selling them. We sold them last week against Minnesota. Now they're coming back home. We're concerned that they may have quit. It's September, and maybe they've quit. Is Jacksonville live?
Yes, 100%. Plus 7. They are. Paul, I know you're there, Paul. I know that you're fired up for Jacksonville most weeks.
Not available. Not available. Sorry. Please call back later.
What do you mean, Paul? You're a Jacksonville guy. You don't want to buy the dip on the Jags plus 7?
I've been buying the dip for 2 years, Sam. I am 50 feet under. Not 6 feet under. I am 50 feet under. Like, I don't know what else you want from me here.
Well, okay, so hold on. This is what we said last week collectively as a gambling ecosystem. We cannot bet Carolina. We can't do it. Carolina stinks. Carolina's going to get blown out. Carolina won the game outright. Clip this right here at 10:33.
They changed their quarterback.
Clip this right here. Jacksonville covers 7. They're going to cover. We all know it. We just can't bet it.
I feel like we also had this discussion about Jacksonville, though, last week, too. Because we were saying, 5.5 against the Bills, this is the time to do it.
We did.
So, like,
I did not.
That's fair. He was on the Commanders one of the Monday night games.
Yeah. I mean, what have they changed? Is it just like a Texans? I mean, look, 7 is kind of insane. It's more than kind of insane. Like,
probably
going
to give us the hook because nobody's betting Jacksonville.
I mean, yeah. What can we point to with the Jags? Like, look, it's the same old story. Red zone, turnovers, third down on both sides of the ball. Their secondary is destroyed. That's my concern. You want to know a real concern? Like their secondary is a mess. Like CJ Stroud bounce back game. That's my concern.
So here's my concern. Here's my concern for people looking to take the free space on Jacksonville and just bet against them. This number in the summer was Houston -3. It has moved 4 points in 3 weeks, which over 3 weeks is not that big of an adjustment, I guess, because you can move it a point every week or a point and a half every week. 7 is a big number. What did we talk about yesterday? These dogs that are +5.5 or bigger are 14-2 against the number because nobody wants to bet them. Everybody bets the favorite, makes the favorite too expensive, and then the dog either covers or has a chance to sneak in the back door. Is Jacksonville going to lose 31-3 to Houston? I don't think they've quit yet. I'm willing to find out.
I am never, just to be clear, never laying this with Houston. Just to be perfectly clear.
Yeah.
But
yes, anybody.
Yeah. Will we back into this with our 5th pick? Probably. Am I pounding the table for it? No.
Sam, you have mentioned multiple times over the last couple of weeks the last time Trevor Lawrence won a game. Remember who it was against?
Houston.
You know where it was?
Was it in Houston?
Yes. Yes, it was. 364 yards for him. That's the one I think we agree with. We're not doing Carolina. After what they did last week, we're not doing Carolina.
47 at MGM. I'm inclined to think eventually Detroit is going to have that one game where they score 35. That's not exactly the best handicapping conversation in the world, but they have so many weapons. And when you look at this specific matchup, and we will pay full attention to the injury report in Seattle, because they had 2 guys on the D line that went down. If Seattle can't stop the run and can't rush the passer, Detroit will blow them off the field. And Detroit will score at least 30 points. Then you need only 17 from Geno Smith and company, and that's really not that difficult with the weapons they have at receiver with the DK Metcalfs and the Smith and Jigbas. What does Mad Dog call him? It's not Smith and Jigba. He tried to say that name the other day and completely, it was like Smith Awuba Nudubo. And I'm like, that's not even close, but okay.
Doesn't even know who he is. Yeah.
No, he has no clue. He's busy eating edibles and gambling. I think that's a good over bet. You're buying low on Detroit in terms of total because they are 3-0 to the under. But how many of those totals have we seen sitting in the 50s for weeks now? We've had the Detroit totals near 50. Last week, we finally got to high 40s against Arizona, and it still went under. 46.5 is the lowest Lion total of the entire season. And I think that's gone a little bit too low, if we're being honest.